So it's fair to say there were a few changes behind the scenes when it came to Red Bull and their staff, their board people, the people high up, you know, the directors and all that, and the heads of departments. There was a lot of change. Of course, Adrian Newey leaving the team is a big one. There are a lot of other people behind the scenes as well. And we've heard about how they were going to replace these roles, how they were going to plug the gaps at the top of the team. And for the most part, they've just basically promoted from within. Always the easiest thing to do in a business for sure, because you know them, they're known quantities, they know how you work. I heard that Hannah Schmitz has been promoted, and judging off the picture here on the article for the F1Chronicle.com, GP Giampiero Lam, the race engineer for Max Verstappen, might well have been promoted as well. But let's have a read at what's happened here. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com as always. Red Bull has followed through on its promise to plug the gaps in its team by promoting from within. Amid the leadership turmoil and a notable performance decline in 2024, the outfit featuring Max Verstappen at the wheel lost a bevy of high-profile names, including Jonathan Wheatley, Will Courtney, Lee Stevenson, and of course, Adrian Newey. Top bosses Christian Horner and Dr. Helmut Marko insisted the gaps could essentially be filled with internal promotions and structural reorganisation. "We are abroad and well positioned," advisor Marko told Automotor und Sport, "and we will fight for every employee." Instead, Verstappen's famous engineer Giampiero Lambiase, whilst keeping his original job, will also now serve as head of racing, with responsibilities across the entire team. Sounds like what my good friend Mike Crack is doing over it. So I've mentioned him whenever I can because the best name in motorsport. Sounds like what Mr. Crack is now doing at Aston Martin after his new change of role. The Telegraph newspaper believes Lambiase's new role will give him much more responsibility. France's Auto Hebdo, meanwhile, reports the future of the Audi team principal Wheatley, previously Red Bull sporting director, will not be directly replaced. Instead, strategy engineer Steve Knowles will take over those responsibilities, backed by others, with the Telegraph claiming Red Bull managed to poach 60 new team members from rival teams amid the 2024 turmoil. So for those that aren't really aware of how Formula One staff members move around and stuff, it happens a lot. They get poached a lot. I mean, it happens in other sports as well, like football, but Formula One is an absolute merry-go-round. People are moving all over the place constantly. I mean, yeah, there's the high-profile ones like Wheatley and people like that. They move around and make headlines, but you're talking about the people lower down. It happens a lot, especially between the teams that are based in Motorsport Valley, which is the lion's share of them. 6 out of 10 are based in Motorsport Valley. And you've also got McLaren down in Woking as well, also in the south of England. So that's 7 effectively within 100 miles, if that. So it's very easy for people to move around because of course at the end of the day, you know, not too much relocation. It's not like Ferrari, you'd have to move to Italy, or Switzerland, where you'd have to move to, Sauber, where you'd have to move to Switzerland. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's good that they've managed to plug that and promote from within. You know, it's a positive thing at the end of the day. Hopefully Red Bull can have a much less controversial start to this season off the track, and they'll be hoping for just as good a start as what they got in 2024 to the end for this 2025 season as well. But can they do it? Can they get another championship? Can Max Verstappen defend his driver's title? I think he absolutely can, but can Red Bull win the Constructors? They haven't done that too often. Of course, they did miss out on the Constructors in 21 and last year as well. It's not happened too often for them, but yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Your thoughts in the comments below, of course, and for much more Formula One content, news, opinion pieces, and everything in between, be tuned here to the F1Chronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, and if you want to become a patron on Patreon, I would really appreciate that. Head over to the link in the description if you're on YouTube. If you're on one of the other platforms such as Microsoft, just go and search up F1 Chronicle on Patreon. So yeah, see you soon, guys. Have a good one.